Hello there, Black Gliders. This is Brutus Beefcake. Welcome to the camping school. Let's begin. First and foremost, the biggest question I get is, Brutus, where do you get your weapons? Well, I get them over here at the customization bar under Loadouts. Now, my configurations are more for longer range. So, basically, we start with one of my favorite setups here. I call this euphemistically Farmony. Has the Armcom balanced muzzle, leather neck accuracy barrel, 4x ammo scope, Vulcan extended mag, normal ammo, and the Vulcan extender stock. Why do I choose all this? Well, very simple. With this configuration, I get around a 62. I get 30 bullets on an extended mag. My recoil is a little high, but my spread is very low, and the range is very long on this hard. So I'm going to really tap fire this weapon to get good groupings on my target. Now, for slightly less range, I'll go with Harmony for like a Vertigo or something. And all I change really is the muzzle and the stock to be the most comfortable. Now notice, look at this recoil. It just went way down. I get a little more spread, but since I have such little recoil, well, I'm going to get a lot of groupings right in one spot. I do take a hit on the range from 118 to 130 and back. The run takes a little hit, but I don't really care about running. I'm not one of those type of fighters. Moving on, my second long-range favorite, of course, is the combat rifle. And again, here I'm balancing power with precision. I've got the Crane Heavy Assault barrel, but I've got the Briar Enhanced Suppressor and the Armcom Compensator stock. Now look what happens. I change this muzzle. If I go to balance, sure, I get a little more power, but look what happens to that recoil. It just pops out a whole point. I get only 2 units of range more. It's not really that impressive. So I'll keep it at that. Same thing with the, I go with a compensator. I get a little more range, but that recoil goes way up. So I don't use it. I'll keep it there. Extended mag, all the good stuff. Little tags if you want a little extra. Over here we have the assault rifle. Now this one looks like a mosquito. This one has the extended, the Silverwood-like accuracy barrel with the Armcom muzzle, silver wood, which makes like a laser beam. The scope really matters in blacklight. It changes the attitude of the gun, believe it or not, even though it shouldn't. Here we got the big drum. The big drum gives me 70 rounds and lets me carry 280. So there's a lot of ordnance I can push around. And on here on the V2 stock, brings my move down to like 3.11, very low, decent enough range. So I get a good range, accuracy, and grouping with this. I can put a little bit more ordnance to you, but it's going to land in a small space. And of course, the ultimate bar, which has been nerfed back a little bit. Here in this power configuration, I've got the Crane Heavy, the Vulcan Power Brake as the muzzle, and the extender stock. That gives me, let me see, extender gives me a nice 180 range. It doesn't really need any more than that. Now, it's been nerfed since the last patch. It used to be a 200, now it's a 195. However, with the incendiary round, you get another 10%. So quick math, that's another close to 20 points. So if you're under 210, you're going to get hit. And here we go. Now, as far as my secondary, I'm very partial to the machine pistol. I can move around, gives me a quicker run. Machine pistol gives me a quicker run than I would be otherwise using, like with a shotgun or whatnot. Although shotguns, I understand, are very effective. Here we have just some close scopes. I can use the 2X. The 1X is very, this Crane Hollow 1.8, very effective. If I want a little more range, I'll hit the silver wood. Everything else is kind of too much. Maybe if you want to go infrared, you can go to the Armcom. It's a 2X range. It's pretty good, although it's a little slower than you would have with a pop-up. You could also opt for things like the red dot sight or the flex sight. And of course, as always, extended mag. All right. And last but not least, here is where I would just change up. Here I have an MX4 config here. I've got the only difference here, I have Arkham Assault Barrel and a V2 stock. I want to move around and put out some power here. This is short power. This gun basically only ranges to 83 units. At this range, though, it gives me 49 on damage. If I were to go with, let's say, a light accuracy, I'd lose some damage and I'd gain about 7 units of distance range. Not sure what the units are in this game. It is a video game. The aim is a lot better and your move is better, but you take a hit on that power and you might want that extra power for quicker burst. I mean, you could also go with Briar, give you a full 50, but look what happens to that spread. Recoil's the same and the run is a little better, but really I'd rather just go with the tried and true. There's also the Rare Balance that gives you a little bit better range. You can go there too. Now let's say I also will probably, once in a while when I'm feeling frisky, equip the anti-material rifle. Now, what makes this faster, notice this, the reload, 4.59, but guess what happens when I switch it over to the compensator? 3.72! You can actually get more out of your arm. I'm sorry, why would we call it ARM? Because it's ARM-COM? It's an AMR, damn it. Okay, also, range everywhere, power, everything. And you get, well, a lot faster reload. Scope-wise, you can use a myriad of things. Some people use these pop-up scopes and use it as a short-range weapon. Unbelievable! Crane sniper scope, 4.4 zoom. Now, I like this because it's very bright. It'll illuminate a lot better, as opposed to maybe you go for the 6, but you have a gloomier shot, and you really have to hone in on them, on the opponent, especially in mid-range levels. So that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to give me a little help, just hit the link below. Otherwise, well, enjoy your day, cheapo. Thanks. Have a good one. Bye.